Good afternoon. Welcome to the Inspiring Inking Facebook page and the Inspiring Inking YouTube channel. I'm Amanda Fowler and it's Tuesday, the 1st of February 2022. Thank you so much if you're joining us today, either live or on the replay. If you can put a message in the comments and let me know you're here and where you're from, that would be lovely. And let me know how you are doing on this interesting Tuesday. Looking out the window, just as I was having lunch, it's a black and cloudy and looks like it's about to pour with rain out of our front room windows, and blue sky and sunshine out of the back window in the kitchen. It's a very strange, very strange weather we're having right now. So let's just see who is arriving. Whilst everyone's kind of joining in, if you're watching us on the replay, or if you've never seen one of my craft and chat videos before, welcome. And just to let you know, we chat for 20 minutes or so at the beginning and catch up, and then we do some crafting. So if you're watching on the replay and you want to whiz forward to the crafting, that's absolutely fine. But why not hang out with us, grab a cuppa and have a bit of a chat with us as well. So let's have a look. So Stella's first in the house today. Greetings from Sherman in Texas. Pauline's here. My mum is here. Hello, hello. Anne saying it's breezy in Suffolk, high tides and sunshine. Chris and Angela are in Newbury. Lots of black clouds as well. Yeah, it's very strange. Joanne saying it's windy and sunshine where she is as well. And Julie's here. Oh my word. They've got sunshine. But starting tomorrow, we're getting a snowstorm in the States, 12 to 20 inches of snow in 2 days, and really, really frigid cold. She's going, goodness me, goodness me. Hi, Michelle. Lovely to see you. And hello, Roz. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, Perth's here too. Hello, Marion. How are you doing, lovely? Apparently it's warm and sunny in Perth. Good afternoon, Jan, as well. We got a busy crew in today. So what have you been up to? We had a lovely weekend, fairly relaxed actually. Connor, for those of you that don't know, Connor's my son, and him and his girlfriend Lydia came for a few days. So we've kind of hung out and gone for walks and eaten roast dinners. Connor loves roast potatoes, so you know. I love to cook, so so that's good. And yeah, we just chatted and caught up because we didn't get to see them at Christmas. So it was just, it was really, really lovely. But bizarrely, we did not get to the beach. They had friends and Lydia's family to see as well, so they were sort of flitting in and out. But we just had a really kind of relaxing weekend, which January seemed to have been a bit crazy. I don't know about you, but January's been really busy. And can you believe it? January has gone. We are 12th through 2022 already. It's a bit panic stricken going on. And speaking of panic, I've just realised it's Connor's birthday on Saturday. I sent him away with birthday presents, but I hadn't made his card yet, and I've still not made his card. So I better get on and do that when I finish chatting to you, and get it in the post, just in case it takes 3 weeks to get there, which it might. So there you go. So let's have a look. Marion was saying it was her birthday yesterday, so she's been celebrating all weekend. I think that should be a rule, Marion, that you get at least a weekend of celebrating for a birthday, preferably a week. And for big birthdays, maybe even a month. Birthdays should be very well celebrated. Hi, Paul. Italy is in the house. Are you nice and warm there, Paul, or are you kind of in the snowy area? Hi, Janet. Sunny but chilly in Harlow. Hi, Karen. Fantastic. Hooray! Lorraine's arrived. She's in Poole and her order has just arrived. So you're hanging out with us instead of playing with your new goodies, Lorraine? That's awesome. So I have, what did I have to talk to you about? Oh, we were talking about crochet, weren't we? Last week, a couple of weeks ago. And I did put up on Facebook, I've been playing with some yarns. And I've been making all sorts of weird and wonderful things, which may or may not interest you. But I think we need to do another crochet along or something. So what I would love to know in the comments, so if you might not even know what I'm talking about. You might be here for papercraft, which is what I do 99% of the time. But last year, was it last year? I'm not sure. Anyway, I did a crochet along scarf. So I was thinking about doing something similar again. It wouldn't be in this session because obviously this is Craft and Chat and we're talking about paper crafting and rubber stamping and card and ink and stuff. It would be separate. But I would like to know what sort of things you might like to crochet. So do you want to do something? Obviously, we did a scarf last time, so we won't be doing a scarf. But, do you want to do something like hat or gloves or fingerless gloves or leg warmers or like not a neck scarf, but like a shawl, or anything along those kind of clothing lines? Or would you like to do something like a blanket, like a lap blanket, as opposed to like, a huge king size bed blanket? What kinds of things would you like to do? So put the comments in. Now, obviously, most of you know I am still a beginner crocheter. So, and YouTube and being self-taught and reading books and things is how I've learnt. So it is quite often a voyage of discovery. So when I'm talking about things like gloves, I'm perhaps thinking fingerless mittens, wrist warmers, that kind of thing. Headbands, warm ear warmers, that kind of thing. Or, Anne, a snood. That's got to be one of the best words ever. A snood. So a snood, because, we are international here. If a snood doesn't translate, and I'm dying to know what the subtitles are putting on. I'll go and check that later. A snood is like a circle of crocheted or knitted material that it's kind of joined, so it's like a scarf that's joined, but equally, you know, you could have a what's it called? A joined scarf. It's got a proper name. I don't know what it's called. Somebody will know. Somebody will know what it, and it's not like it's, I won't say a never-ending scarf. It's not that. It's like that. Thank you, Stella. An eternity scarf. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to read all the comments in a second. I'll kind of come back to that. So anyway, so one of the things as I've been playing with my crochet is I've discovered that I like Aran wool. And Aran is a weight of wool. So if you're in the US or pretty much anywhere else in the world, it's called a 4-weight or a worsted weight. Worsted. But it's a yarn weight. It says yarn weight 4. Now in the UK, often we work with double knit. And the last scarf that we did, we worked with double knit. And it's fine, but it can sometimes be a bit thin. So I am loving working with Aran weight or worsted weight, 4-weight yarn. It's that bit thicker, works up quicker. So yeah. So watch this space. I'm going to read all those things. Let me just see what everyone's saying. And then I'll come back to that and I'll get all the information off the comments so that I can decide what we're going to go and do. So let's have a look. Oh, Paul's saying he's warmer than we are. He's near the south of France. Oh, lovely. Enjoy that. Enjoy that warm on your bones. Oh, Roz, happy birthday. So Roz had a family Sunday for her birthday and then had her crafty friends round in the morning and then spent the afternoon at the dentist. That's not a plan. I hope the dentist fixed you up though. Hi, Judith. Judith saying crochet along would definitely interest her. Chris is saying crochet or knit along. Now, I do knit. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know this. I do knit, although I haven't knitted for ages. So that will go on the list. A knit along will go on the list, but not for this time. It's definitely a crochet. Stella's saying gloves would be wonderful. Angela's saying a shawl. Roz is saying, yes, please, a shawl or a hat or a blanket. And saying fingerless gloves or a snood or a lap blanket. She's a beginner. Good afternoon, Anne. She's listening while she catches up on some jobs. Awesome. Fingerless gloves that keep your wrists warm as well. Joanne was thinking about a snood for her dog. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, Joanne. You'll have to send us a picture. Snood's a good idea, says Judith. Chris is saying chunky works even quicker. So that's a 5-weight. 5 or a 6, I think, actually. And generally is cheaper than true Aran. Yeah, so I'm talking about Aran weight, not Aran wool. Although I am trying to use more natural fibres when I can. But sometimes, yeah, the cost is quite prohibitive. Mum's saying Snood gets her vote. Janet was saying a Snood would be great. I think there's been a typo, Janet. It says ultra with it. Might be a different word that you meant. Sometimes, honestly, spell corrections are really annoying. Karen's talking about Snoods for chickens. I don't understand. How would you put a snood on a chicken? Yes, Jan. I can see the comments from both YouTube and Facebook. So I can see everybody's comments. And that's why I read them out. Because if you're on Facebook, you might not be able to see the YouTube ones. I think, so those of you that are on YouTube, can you see the Facebook comments? Let me know. Oh, okay. So Joanne's dog is a greyhound, and they're very lean. If you don't know what a greyhound looks like, they're very lean. And she says she needs to keep her neck and her ears warm. Oh my gosh. Well, how cool is that? Okay, and Karen's saying she doesn't have a dog, so she didn't want to be left out. Honestly, now that's on my list now. Snoods for chickens. There must be a way. Right, okay. So the people on Facebook, no, the people on YouTube, thank you, Marion, can't see the Facebook comments. Yeah, so you can't see either of them. So it's a good plan that I read them out. And I'm losing all my hair. Got hair hanging in front of my glasses. Oh, it's gone. Right. I can see now. And Joanne's saying they're so cute. I'm not sure whether that's the chicken snoods or the greyhound snoods. I don't know. But before, we get into the craziness of that. So it is on my list. But obviously I've got to decide what we're going to make. I've then got to make it. I've then got to test it. So it will be a little while. So don't panic. But it will happen. It will happen. Okay. So, a quick reminder. This has launched today. I showed you all of the blends and the stamps and the papers yesterday. Last week. I showed it to you all last week. They're all live today. There is a new host code on my blog. So there's new host code on my blog for February, and that is for the March craft along. Thank you to everybody who's been part of Craft Along and has answered the survey for me. That's been really useful. I have emailed about that and announced the winner, which is the lovely Jen. Jen isn't going to be here today, but she has emailed me to let me know, and she's a little bit excited. So she's won a voucher for £30 of products. So that's really good. There are some frequently asked questions in there as well. So have a read of that in the email. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, I've got one more thing to talk about, then I've got some products to show you, then we've got some crafting to do. So there will be crafting. There will be paper crafting. So I want to talk to you about joining my team. And talk about this all the time. And I often say, I don't understand why I have customers. As awesome as you are, I think everybody should join my team because that's where the best value is. And I just want to talk about it just for a couple of minutes, just to tell you a few things about joining my team and why you might consider it. And the first thing, the thing that we tend to lead with is the financial bit. But I'm going to leave that right till the very end because for me personally, joining Stamping Up was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And it's way more to me than financial. The value, the benefits, the rewards that I get are way more than any kind of monetary thing. So some of my very best friends have come from joining Stamping Up. They have started out as customers or team members and have become friends. And I consider you my crafting family, and they are that too. I have the opportunity to be part of the crafting community, which is amazing. The team I have is full of inspiring men and women. We share our crafting and our creativity. We have classes, we have events, we have competitions. We share the things that we've made. We lift one another up. It is an amazing group of people. There's, as well as the community side, there is the ability for me to run a business. And that isn't something that everybody wants to do, but some people do. And some people not only want to run a business, but they might want to earn a little bit of extra income and add that to their family coffers, as it were, their family income. There's convenience and flexibility of being able to set your own hours and work when you want, and actually craft, and it's your work. How does that sound? That's pretty cool, isn't it? There's recognition, there's training, there's personal growth. All of those things have happened whilst I've been part of Stamping Up. And then there's events. We have team events. I am so looking forward to getting back to having in-person events. But right now, obviously, things are still a little bit virtual. But we have Stamping Up events as well. We're going to Austria in November. I am so excited. We have a convention there. And every time we have a convention, we have people join the team because they want to come travel with us and go and be inspired and learn all about the products and the company as well. And then obviously there's the products, the awesomeness. That is the Stamping Up products. And then that kind of leads me right to what I said we often lead with, which is the value. So joining costs £99, and the value of the products that you receive is £130, and you pick them. So it's not a kit that you have to have. You get to pick whatever you want. Right now, Stamping Up will also allow you to pick 2 additional stamp sets. Now, even at a standard, say, £20 stamp set, that's another £40 worth of value. So for your £99, the value of the products that you receive would be £170. Plus, you then get ongoing discount for as long as you're an active demonstrator, which starts at 20%. That makes a big difference to your crafting bills. And, you know, who doesn't love a discount? So I think that you would be awesome. And whenever I talk about this, whenever I talk about people joining my team, and they will often come up with reasons why they can't join, or they don't think they can join because perhaps they don't want a business, or they're thinking, well, I don't know whether I'll be able to meet the minimums, or all sorts of reasons around why they might not be able to join. But the honest thing is, you can try it out. You can see if you like it. You can see if you love the community. You can see if hanging out with us is a great thing. It is, but you can check that it is. You can come to the events with us, and you can do all of those things, and there is no downside. You don't have to pay your kit back. You don't have to do anything other than join and enjoy the experience of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in my team. Because don't want you joining anyone else. You have to join my team. And in order to join my team, I have to send you the link. So it's really important that if you think, do you know, getting a discount on my product sounds like a really cool idea, or Amanda, I've got a £90 order sat here ready to go, maybe I should join instead. I think you should join. I think everybody should join. I absolutely do. There are no downsides to joining. Lots of things that you can gain, lots of value. Okay. I will keep mentioning it because I want you to join. So let's just quickly scoot back to the crochet. Chris is recommending cotton and bamboo. Lovely natural fibres, comes in double knit, lovely against the skin. Yeah, I have knitted. Yeah, I've knitted with bamboo. I like bamboo. I find cotton too heavy for clothing though. Yeah. So I often pick wool or kind of a blend. Okay, so I have this to show you. It's called the New Horizons. We've been talking about this since the catalogue came out, and it wasn't available. And I know so many of you had been waiting for it to arrive, but I want to show you the papers because they are stunning. So look at that. And then that's the reverse. I think this one is my favourite. And then that's the reverse. And these are all sort of watercoloured. And the design of them is to use them as landscapes, but also as amazing backgrounds. And then that's the reverse. So pretty. So many different things that you can do with these. You're going to be seeing a lot of them. So there's 4 each of the patterns. And there are 12 different patterns. And they're all double-sided. So basically you've got 24 different images. Love this sky. It's a bit like what the front of the house looks like, this kind of colour at the moment. Weird weather. And then this is the last one. So it's called New Horizons. Absolutely stunning. So do get your order in for that one. Okay. So I think we are ready to get crafting. Lorraine has asked a question, which is, what is the practical difference between the chamois and the Stampin' Scrub? So I am going to find them in the catalogue and I will talk you through the differences. She says famous last words. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to turn the camera around and then I'll show you. Yeah. Okay. So can you see and hear me clearly? Let me know. That would be really, really good. Okay, so in the catalogue, it's page 145. And there are two things here. Now, the chamois I have here. Thank you for everyone saying it's okay. Good. The chamois I have here, and this is what it is. It starts out light purple, and it does get stained. And the chamois is like a foam, and you wet it, and you clean your stamps on it. It works brilliantly for photopolymer stamps, so the clear stamps, and it works really well with red rubber stamps as well. So this is a really good all-round cleaner. The Stampin' Scrub and the Mist is what we had originally. And it's twice the size of that. So it's a square, this kind of size. And it folds out. And there are 2 halves to it. And we use one side as a wash and one side as a dry. And it's like little microfiber bristles. And you put a couple of squirts of the mist onto the scrub. And you scrub your stamp clean on the wet side and then scrub it on the other side to dry it. And that is brilliant. Now, I find that I tend to use the Simply Chamois most. In fact, I don't remember the last time I used my Stampin' Scrub, but the Stampin' Scrub, if you've got lots of pigment inks and things, it is really good at cleaning off your stamps. But if they're on acrylic blocks as opposed to wooden stamps, you know, and you're a bit vigorous with them, you can actually scoot them off the block. So depends, I would say it depends on what type of stamps you've got, and also whether or not you want to use chemicals. So the Simply Chamois is just water-based. But the Stampin' Mist, you need to use the spray. Now, eventually, these microfiber bits in here get dirty, and you have to rinse them under the tap. And literally, because it sort of opens and closes like a book, I open it and run it under the tap until it runs clear. So I hope, Lorraine, that answers your question. I love answering the questions. Do keep bringing me questions. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make a puffy box. This is what we're going to make. It's such a cool thing and really fun. And all you need is a plate and a pencil. And an eraser. So what I'm going to start out with is just to tell you that for A4 size, 6 1/4 or 16 centimeter plate. Okay. Ooh. So for my North American friends, so the US A size is 8 1/2 by 11. So let me just see if that will work. Ooh. Yes. So that will also work. Okay, so I've designed this to work on a standard piece of cardstock. And the size of the box, it ends up being about 2 inches tall, and the inside is about 2 1/2 inches square. I am going to show you in a few minutes a larger size. Okay, so that this is the smaller size. There is a larger size, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to do the whole thing on this cardstock first. So what we are going to do is I've got one of my leaf stamps from Artfully Layered. And I'm just going to put some paper underneath it so I can stamp. And this is mint macaron cardstock and mint macaron ink. And basically all I'm going to do is stamp all over this. Now you'll be able to see in a minute that I am going to be able to do this with paper. But I suggest the first time you make one, you do it in cardstock. And the reason for that is because if you're a bit heavy-handed with your scoring, you can tear the paper. So I'm just turning the paper around. and filling up all of the spaces. So lots of votes for the Simply Chamois. Lots of people have them. I use an old DVD case to put mine in. The other thing with the Simply Chamois is it'll go hard. So you wet it and it's nice and floppy. You wet it and use it. When you've finished using it, just leave it to air dry and it'll go rock solid. And then just wet it again next time you want to use it. And when it's kind of too inky and it's putting more ink back on your stamp than it's taking off, just wash it. And you can just wash it in the sink with a little bit of fairy liquid or dish soap. I put mine in the washing machine on a really short cycle, but I have lots of them because I use them in classes and things as well. So I wash them all together. Obviously, don't wash it with your normal clothes, so otherwise the ink will go everywhere. Okay, so I've prepared my cardstock. So what I needed to do next, and I have pre-prepared this, is on a piece of scrap paper, I've drawn around my plate. And then I folded it in half. And I folded it in half. And these dark lines here are basically where the score line is. So can you see? So the score line goes all the way there, and I've just marked those lines. So we're going to take our cardstock that we've decorated, flip it over, and put our template down on the paper or the card and push it quite far up to the edge, particularly if you're in North America, because your cardstock is shorter than ours. And you're going to draw around, try and draw around the circle, like so. I will bring it up, because obviously it's a pencil line, so it might be a bit tricky. And then we're going to draw a second circle. Now, what you need to do is to line up 2 of these lines, and it doesn't matter which 2, but 2 of them with the pencil drawing line. So I'm going to pop that up high so you can see. So can you see this one here? That one's lined up. And then you have to move this a little bit until that one is lined up as well. So you can see the bottom one's lined up and the top one's lined up. When it's properly lined up, hold it down and draw around again. And you'll be able to see, you've got like a Venn diagram, those of you that are mathematicians. So you've got this section here in the center where the 2 circles overlap. And now you've got to draw that segment on both circles all the way around. And the way you do that each time is you get this and you line it up with that edge there, and then you line it up there. So each time you're drawing the curve from a quarter of the circle by lining these up. Now you might get to the last one. It is possible. You might get to the last one and it's not quite, oh no, that's good. It's not quite lining up. This does happen sometimes. but just kind of do the best that you can do. So can you see now? You've got these curves, and that kind of diamond shape there is what is ultimately going to be that bit of the box. So any questions about that? And I will just carry on, just do these last two. No, 3 even. And then I will check on the messages. But whilst I'm doing that, I do need to tell you a silly story of just before I came live. I always make myself a drink. Okay, so that might look dreadful, but actually it's peppermint tea. But it is the weirdest tasting peppermint tea you will ever have. And the reason for the weirdness is I have 2 types of peppermint tea. So I have peppermint tea bags and I have loose leaf peppermint tea. And sometimes I have one, sometimes I have the other. The tea bags are quick and the peppermint leaves take a bit longer to steep, but I kind of prefer that flavour. And I got my mug ready, poured the boiling water on it, came upstairs, went to fetch it, and I'd got my little, it's like a little sieve, basically, that has my peppermint leaf tea in. And I lifted it up to find that there was a peppermint tea bag underneath. And I'd obviously decided when I put the cup out that I was going to have peppermint tea, and I put the tea bag in and then went over the top and put the leaf tea in. So in this mug right now is a combination of leaf tea and tea bag tea, and it's just nasty. It's horrid. Blah. Yuck. Okay. Hi, Gordy. She's found me live. So let's have a look. Yeah, lots of comments about the chamois. Lots of people love the chamois. Chris likes the Stamp and Scrub because she likes to be able to dry the stamps as well. But she mainly uses water on her Stamp and Scrub. So there you go. So that's another option. And she uses the spray if she's been batch stamping and the stamps need a more thorough clean. Hi, Julia. Thanks for joining us today. See you on Friday, hopefully. Gordy's here and Tanya's here as well. Hello, hello. Okay, so this is what you've got. Now, what you need next is your stamping mat. Now, you can use a mouse mat if you haven't got a stamping mat, but I would absolutely, this is like an essential tool that you need to put on your next order. Because if you stamp with photopolymer stamps, this will make your impressions so much better, and you can make these with it. So I've got the stamping mat and I've got a ball tool, which has come off my Simply Scored. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my ball tool along these segments on all 4 sides. And it's easier to do it when it's solid like this before you've cut it out. Because when you've cut it out, you'll be going right to the edge of the cardstock. And actually, you can tear it. Now, you do not have to be perfect. I know we like to be perfect, but honestly, you don't. Just do the best that you can. If you want to, you can you could bring the plate back in because the plate's got definitely the same score. There's no point in bringing the paper back in because the reality is the paper's too flimsy, but the plate does work. But what you don't want to do is press so hard that you go through. And don't forget these two in the middle. They are important. Da-da-da. Okay. And I would hold this up and show you. Yeah, maybe you can see that one there. Maybe you can just a little bit. But basically, we're going to cut this out now. And basically, you're just cutting the outer edge. So you're not cutting this bit in the center, you're just cutting the outer edge. There we go. So if I show you, I have, this is a template. And you know I keep all of my templates. Well, this is just a really cool thing to keep. And then hold the center bit and just push gently on all of these sections. And can you see the curve is coming up already? Push, push, and when you rub the finger all the way along, it will make a difference. Okay, so this is pretty much finished, which is super cool. So I've just got to do that bit as well. And basically the way you make this is you push in. So it makes like a little tray or a scoop. Push those bits in. And then I kind of roll it over. And then you push these bits in as well. And then you squash it down. And it makes this fabulous box. Now I'm going to let go and you're going to see what's going to happen. It's going to explode. Okay. So I actually don't mind it exploding. I have no problem with it exploding because when you put that in there, when somebody opens it, you know, obviously unless it's breakable in there, but it's just going to look really cool. But if you don't want it to explode, then put glue on the two sets of sides like that. Let me open that up. Put glue on the two sides. And then these two pieces can just fold in like so. And then that will work really well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ribbon to tie it down so it doesn't explode. Like that. Turn it around. So obviously, before you tie up your ribbon, make sure you've put whatever it is that you want in there in. And then What is going on today? This ribbon is twisting all over the place. I don't know why that's twisting, but I'm just going to tie a big bow, and then maybe we won't see the twisty bit. Yeah, there we go. And just always make sure that you trim your ribbon on a jaunty angle so that it looks fancy. So there you go. So there's, they're just too cute, aren't they? They're really lovely. But I know you, and you will want a bigger one. So this, where's my ruler gone? This is, so for 12-inch by 12-inch or 30cm paper, this is a 10 3/4-inch plate, or can't spell, or a 27cm plate. Okay, so it went on. What I did, so I did exactly the same. So I drew around the plate and I folded it in quarters and I marked the paper. And then I used this paper. Now this is one of the sheets from Celebration, and it is this one. It's Daffodil Daydream, and it's 12 by 12. Isn't that pretty? Pretty paper. So what I've done is I've cut 2. Because obviously I can't do this with the 12 by 12 because I haven't got any paper big enough. So I've had to make 2. And I've drawn on them. And what we're going to do is we are going to stick them together like that to make that. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to have to turn it around until the patterns match up a bit better. They might not, because I might have just done it on a weird angle. I think I have just done it on a weird angle. That's just funny. Yeah, look. But it's okay because this is the inside. So you just want to do exactly the same as we did before. So I lined it up like that and I drew round all the way around. And I've scored them as well. Now, this is paper. So when you're using your ball tool, don't use the skinny ball. Use the fat one and go gently. Please go gently, because the reality is that you'll go through. Okay, so I've done the 2. And I'm going to put Tombow glue over one of these segments all the way around and line it up. Now, what is important is that it's just tucked on that score line there. And this is tucked on that score line there. Okay, so it's overlapped nicely. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to fold in all of these exactly the same as before. And then we're going to do exactly the same with this. And you're just going to have to encourage these points for it just to sit down nicely. There we go. All the way around. Now, it might be better because obviously this is it's so big. I'll give you the measurements of it in a minute. Because it's so big, it might be better to glue the two sides and then just have the opening top. But equally, you know, when somebody takes the ribbon off, this is going to pop up. It's not going to open fully because it hasn't got the weight of the cardstock. But even so, it looks really cool. So I'm just going to squish this down. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to pop that ink pad on it a second while I get some ribbon. So let's just tie this up. Da, da, da. And you can see this flexes a little bit more, obviously, than the cardstock does. So just be careful. But it will obviously work with cardstock as well. So, but you'll need some 12 by 12 cardstock. So let's just... fancy and zhuzh the bow. There we go. There we go. So there is the big box. Now, the big box is 3 1/4 inches tall or 8 centimeters tall. And then across this way, it's 11 1/2 centimeters or almost 4 3/8, 4 1/2 inches. So it is a big size, and look at the size of it compared to the other one, or the other two that I did. What do we think? What do you think of those? Such a cool shape, isn't it? So, right, let me check. See, if you've got any questions, let me know. Let me just check all of the comments whilst we're just catching up. Stella's saying that is big. Yes, it is. And she likes the plate tip. Roz is loving the box. Good morning, Kathy Jean. She's in Canada. Karen's loving the big box. Oh, Deborah's saying she's learned all her box making tricks and techniques from my Tuesday lives. Tanya's saying it's gorgeous. Fill the big one up with chocolates. Oh, Deborah, that would be amazing. Yeah, lovely for Easter treats. I am convinced these size will take several cream eggs. Oh, lots of lovely, lovely comments. Thank you. I'm so pleased that you are all loving them. Awesome. Right. Well, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. I will be back here at 2 o'clock UK time next Tuesday. I hope to see you all again then. All of the products that you've seen today, you can purchase in my online store, and there'll be clickable links on YouTube and on Facebook. And you can also go over to my blog, which is www.inspiringinking.com, and there you'll find lots more tutorials and inspiration, shop now links, and also links to join my team as well. I hope you will consider joining my team. It is a huge value, and there's so many wonderful things and so many wonderful benefits of being a demonstrator and being part of my team. So if you're interested in that, then send me a quick email and I can give you a call. My email address is amanda@inspiringinking.com. I hope to see you all very soon. Take care till then. Goodbye.